Good morning, fellow Honda heads. Welcome back to the channel. So some big news. We just got the first official look last night at the 11th gen Civic Type R. It's impressive. With all the camo off, I'm very impressed with how it looks. The style of it is incredible. But even after that unveiling, there's a lot of open questions. How much power is it making? How much is this thing going to cost? We can watch all the videos, or you guys can watch the other videos of the deep dives and the other speculations coming from other influencers on the web. But what I wanted to focus on today is kind of things that I noticed doing a little research. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was I don't know if you guys noticed, but when they pop the hood, there's a totally different design to how the motor's laid out. So it's still the same K20C1. Now, I saw pictures of the block stamp K20C1, same motor, but the inlet pipe design, totally different. Which tells me there's new hardware, there's new inlet pipe. Is there a new turbo? Is that how they're getting the new power? Secondly, is that new inlet pipe design going to help with heat soak issues, power delivery, right? There's the new hood design. It's got the heat extractors on the hood. We'll have to wait and see. But I think that, it's probably a new turbo setup, a new inlet turbo setup altogether. On top of that, I did do, like I said, some research, and I saw something strange. So I was trying to compare the LE to the FL5, right? And when you look at the Suzuka recordings of both cars, notably on the back straightaway, I was kind of comparing those two sectors, because that kind of would give me an indication of how fast this thing is, right? How fast is it on the back straight? Well, this is where it got a little interesting. So I pull it up here. I took a screenshot, and you'll see that up top is the new LE FK8, and below is the new FL5 Type R. This is both approximately at the back end of the straightaway, right where they hit top speed and hit brakes for this turn. According to the metrics here on the bottom, the LE hit 225 in the straightaway. But if you look at the dash, it's 237 on the dash. On the FL5, it hit 226 on the back straight, but there is no information on the dash to display. I thought that was interesting because, one, the metrics aren't accurate, at least there. And secondly, we don't really know how fast it was going on the back straight. At the bottom line, it's more than likely going faster. We do know that at this point of the track, it was about half a second quicker. On top of that, this is not like an exact science, because we don't know. I didn't look at entry speeds, and there's a lot of factors, right? I mean, it could be, an extra 2-3 mile per hour in a straight is not going to dictate whether or not it has an extra 5-6 horsepower, right? But I thought it was the first place to look, and I did see that discrepancy and thought it was interesting. So I figured I'd call it out to you guys and see what you guys think. On top of that, there's not a whole lot more information out there, so there's nothing else we can know. We know it's on 19s instead of the 20s. It's going to be on the Pilot's 404Ss, and I believe this one came with the Cup 2s, so it had a stickier tire on the track. So I don't know if they used the actual Pilot 4Ss on that lap record. I doubt it. I think they had probably the Cup 2s to be more competitive. But regardless, we're getting Cup 2s, so no more rubber band Contis for those FK guys that I'm sure hated them. No more 20-inch wheels, so the weird tire spec is out of there. So that's all good. Other things that I noticed that I really like, and if we compare these two, the style of the FK8, it's so loud. And when it was announced back in 2016, I was drooling all over it. The first Type R in the US, it came in and it made a statement, and everyone knew it was here, and everyone who saw it knew what it was. So now that it's established in the US market, people understand what the Type R badge means. Now they can tone it down and they can give us something a little bit more grown up and elegant. Some key features that I personally think are excellent touches is just how well the FL5 is molded. I mean, everything, the rear doors are different, the front end is completely different, everything's molded and rounded, and it's not just like tacked on like the over fenders here and everything. I mean, there's functional venting and cooling. It's a very elegant, well put together, solid car, and I'm excited to get, at least see them on the road. I don't think I'll be one of those that are going to pick up an FL5 when they launch. I will say here that my initial thoughts, this car is going to MSRP for $43,000. After dealer markup, I think that out the door you're looking at mid-50s. So it's going to come a little under the Golf R, but it's going to be above like the Elantra. On top of that, you got to keep in mind how much our SI is going for, how much are the new Integras going for. They're going for upper close to 40K out the dealer. So I'd expect an extra $10,000 over those at least to get a Type R. In my opinion, that's probably, if you're spending close to 40K for an SI, yeah, probably would just go onto the new Type R. Before, when we were getting our, sports and SIs for 20K and these were marked up to 40, it made more sense to go with the SI trim or the lower tier trims. But now it's, I don't know. And if I'm completely wrong and these are going for mid-60s, maybe just go with the LE. I mean, it's a limited edition car and you can get them for 60K, maybe. I mean, if you're lucky. So anyways, that's about it. That's all I had to say about this. Thanks for joining me. If you guys had any questions or comments, please put them down in the description. And yeah, if you like videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.